Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics Count MARZO figure. A fan-favorite character from the MYP cartoon series has long been demanded by fans in figure form, and he has finally arrived. MARZO is shipped in the standard white mailer box bearing his name. Inside that mailer, you'll find the count on the standard blister card. The back of the package shows off other figures from the Classics line, as well as a new bio giving us some more information on the character. Count MARZO is modeled after his appearance in the MYP cartoon series. Although MARZO did appear in the original Filmation cartoon, you can see that he has quite different looks. But even after appearing in both shows, MARZO has never had an action figure until just now. Being based on the MYP cartoon, it's easy to see that this figure has a lot of 2000X influence. The head sculpt is amazing, and quite spot on to his look in the MYP cartoon. His hair has this bit of a windblown look to it, which is something we really haven't seen much in the Classics lineup so far. Count MARZO also features a brand new loincloth piece. There's no fur for MARZO. Two cool things to note about this piece are that on his hip, he has a place to holster his sword. And on the back, there is even a place to holster his amulet. Now with this loincloth piece looking so much different than what we've already seen, it really does make you wonder what else Mattel has plans for using this for down the road. Kind of exciting to think about. MARZO also includes an incredibly cool cape and armor piece that are connected. The cape is long and flowing, very similar to all the capes we've seen on other figures in the line so far. It's not hard and stiff like King Grayskull's was, it's more soft, kind of like what we've seen with Scareglow's cape. It's not super soft, but it's soft enough. The back of the cape also features some really cool designs. Okay guys, looking at MARZO here, the actual buck used is pretty much standard to what we've already seen, so the articulation all still applies. Now looking at his head, he does have the flowing hair. It does get in the way just a little bit because his hair does seem to touch the harness pieces on his cape and armor. So turning his head to the sides isn't too bad, but I think turning it to the right is a little harder than turning it to the left. As you can see, it moves a little farther this way. And with the piece coming up so high on his neck, you don't actually get a lot of forward, up and down movement with him. Now this cape is actually a really cool design because it actually form fits to the armor, so it's all one piece. So if you want to remove it, it's as easy as just popping off MARZO's head, slipping it right off the top, just like that. Now, when I first got this figure and I saw the red cape, the nerd in me went, wait a minute, I can totally put this on my He-Man, and I can have a red-caped He-Man just like in the Masters of the Universe live-action movie. And then I ran into this little problem. Check this out. MARZO's neck peg is actually taller than the standard neck peg on figures such as He-Man. The reasoning for this is that the armor actually has this long neck piece that comes up that covers the neck entirely. So they extended the peg on MARZO so that the head can still be attached and you can have this armor on. Now putting it on the He-Man body, you can see that the head does not snap onto the peg because it doesn't stick out high enough. It can sit there, but I cannot get it completely attached. See, as you can see, it just doesn't stay on very well. It is still kind of cool seeing He-Man with the red cape. Now, going back to Marzo here with the long neck peg, you can see what problem this causes. If I put Marzo's head back on without the cape, oh, I have myself a Marzo bobblehead. That might be the worst bobblehead I've seen yet on a Masters figure. Now, of course, that won't matter much because you're going to be displaying your Marzo with his cape on anyway, and his head does not bobble with the cape on because the neck piece, it steadies it. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that extended peg, I could put this guy on my dashboard and drive down the street and he would bobble just like a bobblehead. As I briefly mentioned earlier, Marzo has two accessories. First up, he has this incredibly cool looking sword. And then more importantly, Marzo includes his amulet, the piece that allows him to use his magic. The amulet is made of a translucent red plastic, which makes it look really nice. I'm definitely glad Mattel opted to go with the translucent plastic here. Marzo's left hand is a brand new sculpt, designed specifically to hold his amulet perfectly, which gives you some really cool amulet holding poses. Now of course, when not holding the amulet, Marzo will always have this open hand, so he's going to be unable to hold anything else in that particular hand. It doesn't really look too bad. As you can see, you can still find poses that work for this hand even without the amulet. But this might have been a case where an included interchangeable hand could have been nice to have. Marzo really has a lot going for him to make him stand out as something quite awesome. Several brand new parts that differ from the usual parts we see in this line really helps to show that the Classics line is all about drawing from every era of Masters of the Universe and bringing them together. Like Optic, you can look at Marzo and see that he is something a little different, yet he still seems to fit in perfectly with the other figures. Count Marzo will be available on MattyCollector.com on July 15th, 2010. With Marzo being such a highly requested figure for years now, there is no doubt that he will be yet another fast sellout. Until next time, guys.